Okay, tonight we're going to show you how to disassemble and reassemble your Mossberg 500C. This here is a 20 gauge edition. A lot of people do have the 12. A lot of people prefer the 12 for a little bit more power. I personally feel the 20 gauge is plenty sufficient. It'll definitely do the trick. This specific gun is set up more for personal defense. It does have the pistol grip on it, so it's not a legal hunting weapon. Being that it also does have the pistol grip, it's going to be a little bit more difficult to disassemble. We do have a couple tools for the job here today. We have a few hex wrenches, a large one and a small one. The large hex wrench you won't need unless you're removing a pistol grip or your stock. It does go for just that bolt on the back. The small hex wrench we're not even going to use as the hex wrench. It's essentially just our punch tool. I'll go back to that a little bit later. Now, anytime you're taking apart any weapon, always practice safety first. Never have a loaded gun in your house, especially with children around. Always, even if you know the gun's not loaded, always check. I'm going to go ahead and make sure there's nothing in there. Give it a couple pumps. Nothing in there. If there were bullets, they can pump it out. Now that we're absolutely certain there's nothing in there, bring the pump mechanism about 1.5 inches, 2 inches there, right here. Make sure your loading piece, loading mechanism in the chamber, halfway up. Stick a finger in there, make sure you can, just about halfway. We'll start up here with the barrel. Go ahead and remove that by unscrewing this here. As you unscrew this, you will feel it start to slowly slide out. It will come to a clicking point. You may not hear the click, but you will feel it. There it is. Set that up here. This here is an 18.5-inch barrel. Now, and the thing I like about these type of weapons is they are customizable. What I'm going to do, as I previously stated, we're going to go ahead and add a stock to this. Not tonight, but we will add a stock. I'm going to add an extended barrel. The 18.5 isn't quite as long as what I'm looking to do with, so we'll probably add a, I'm not exactly sure what they make for these 18.5. I'm thinking 24-inch barrel is what I'm looking for. Add about 6 inches to the end of that. Set that aside. Alright, next thing we're going to do is take off the pistol grip here. As I said, we'll need the big hex wrench, that way we can pull out the trigger mechanism. And the pistol grip is basically just a piece of plastic. It's not on there very tight. Well, it is tight, but not very much hardware keeping it. You're going to twist that once, come out with it, give it a few more twists. That piece is going to come out with one bolt and a washer. Let's get that out of there for you guys. One bolt and a washer. Make sure anytime you're taking apart any weapon, or anything for that matter, make sure you know what your pieces are, where your pieces are going, and definitely how to put the weapon back together. I'm going to keep these pieces over here. That way we know where everything's at. I'm going to put my tools to the right-hand side because I am right-handed. Alright, next step here. We have the barrel off, and we have the pistol grip off. I'm going to take the small hex wrench, use it as the punch tool like I mentioned. There's a small pin just above the trigger mechanism back here. No tool needed, just a punch tool, small nail, mini hex wrench. Go ahead and poke that out. On the opposite side, it'll be just above your serial number. Give that a couple quick pokes there. It's going to come right through, fall out the other side. Not very much energy at all. Make sure, again, you keep track of all your pieces. These small pieces we're pulling out now are going to be the pieces that you really need to keep track of. If you lose any of these and they don't end up back in your weapon, it is not going to work the same again. Alright, let's go ahead. Now when I pull this out, you might hear some jingling. A few metal pieces are going to fall down from the side. I'll pull those out, show you them, and show you exactly how they go back in there. Pull up this trigger. Set that aside. Looks like they didn't fall anywhere, so we'll go ahead and reach them out. One. Get it out of there. There's one. There's two. Go right on the side panel. This one here has a little piton, helps you out. Trust me, that's very important. Alright, next step, I'm going to pull the pump tube off. Comes off just like that. Now if you're looking to adjust or customize these, they do sell multiple varieties, spikes, different designs. You go ahead and unscrew this right here, and this wooden piece slides right off. You can change that up. Again, set all your pieces so you know exactly where they are, what they are, and where they go. Next step, reach in here, pop off that. And this one's going to slide right out the back, just like so. Alright, now I am stressed for time. Sorry when I started this video, I did tell you we'd clean this up. I won't have time to give you a quick clean job today, but I am going to throw it back together for you. Last piece to come off the weapon is going to be this here. Now you'll notice that I'm pinching this and pulling up. It's not coming anywhere. The reason being is because I must have, yes, the safety is not on. Go ahead and crack that safety on. Obviously the gun being taken completely apart, it's no danger. But that will not remove unless the safety is on. So once that's there, go ahead and pop that out. It's your loading mechanism. That's what's going to bring your bullets up into your firing chamber. Now, if you were to oil this gun down, you'd want to put oil anywhere where metal is touching, anywhere where there's mechanisms moving against each other. Basically, when you're working with weapons and guns, grime and friction is the enemy. Always make sure things are well lubricated and well cleaned, and you shouldn't have any problems with your weapons. Now, let's see if we can get this back together for you rather quickly. Again, I am stressed for time here. Make sure you have all your pieces neatly set up. We'll go ahead and set this back in here. Take the loading chamber. There's 2 holes in the very back. You may not notice them right now from where I'm doing this, but you will see them. They are in there. I will go ahead and apologize for the quality of the video. It's kind of precariously hanging up there. I know you can't see in there very well, but that is your loading mechanism. First piece back together, nice and tight. If you'd like to crank your safety back to its off position, suppose you can do that. Next step, go ahead and grab this piece here. Make sure you send it in the right way. Again, always know your pieces, know where they go and how they fit in the gun. Oh, yeah, see, here I am telling you. And don't go tricking yourself either. A lot of times you'll be messing with something, trying to get a piece back in, it won't fit. Just work at it. Trust me, if you're pretty confident it goes there, it's not a puzzle, don't force it, but keep at it. Next step, now that we have that piece in there, we're going to go ahead and add the pump tube back on. Now this has to go on as step 2, otherwise it's not going to grip in there properly. Go ahead and slide it on the tube here. Take these 2 fork pieces, there are holes on the side of your gun here. Let them slide right in. You're going to have to give it a little bit of a wiggle here. It is difficult, especially with big old club fingers. There we go. Get this firing mechanism right down in there, just about halfway. Take this piece here. Now you're going to see, not sure if you can tell exactly, there's 2 notches right here. Now this pump tube I just pumped in, see if I can pull it out for you, also has some notches. Go and slide that back in. Really worried we're running out of video up here, guys. Alright, slide that in just about there. Again, 1.5 inches, 2 inches, perfect. Take this piece and just drop it in. Now it's going to fit perfectly. This little knob is going to fit down inside the firing mechanism, and these little pitons are going to fit right in there. So we'll go ahead and pull that like so. Bring that a little bit forward. Give her a drop. Looks perfect. Alright, next step, let's add these pieces back in. These can get tricky. Make sure you have them in the right spot. This one here has a little piton on the side. I am using the word piton quite frequently. For a lot of you that don't know fluent and half-assed French, piton is any little small piton sticking off of anything. We're going to go ahead and stick that right in there, nice and even, and hopefully it stays even. We'll stick this one in here. Now this is the trickiest part for me personally. I always get frustrated trying to get these pieces to stay in there even. They always want to fall down on me. But if you have those in there nice and neat, nice and set up the way they're supposed to go, take your trigger mechanism. Now again, if we were oiling this down, we'd put oil in there. Not too much oil, not too little oil, just enough to lubricate things, not cause any issues. Go ahead and pop this trigger mechanism back into place. Hopefully it goes in smoothly. You may have to wiggle those metal pieces aside. So, now once you pop that back down, putting the pin in should not be difficult at all. It is just a pin. You may feel that it's not very quality, but trust me, it's actually more difficult maybe. Should not be this difficult to push in. Give it a little bit of a wiggle. There we go. Again, yours should not be that rough. Looks like we definitely need some oil in this weapon. Take this here. Now that we have the trigger mechanism mounted, we can attach the pistol grip back on the gun and add that to the back there. Stick the screw in. If you twist with your finger, and we'll spin that right in. Make sure that's on there nice and tight. Definitely don't want your grip popping off on you while you're out in the field shooting your gun. Alright, final step. Back to the tube. Barrel. Slide this in. Again, make sure your pump tube, 1.5 inches, 2 inches. Loading chamber halfway up. Slide the barrel right in, upright and straight, and begin screwing. If it's not going to screw, give it a little wiggle. It will slide right into its proper place. Continue screwing, and make sure everything works. Make sure everything's functioning properly. Make sure your safety works. Make sure your chamber works. And if you want to give it a quick click, turn the safety off, and make sure she's going to fire. Now, everything seems to be in working order. Definitely could use a clean, so maybe the next video I post will have some cleaning involved. I hope that helps you guys. You have a good day.